Chelsea Sherrod here with our Patriots beat writer Dakota Randall, bringing you another NFL draft position preview for the Pats. Dakota, today we're talking one of the Patriots' biggest needs this offseason, the offensive line. They've got some holes at the tackle and guard spots after losing Ted Karras and Shaq Mason. And there's a big question of who will help protect Mac Jones in his second season. All right, first though, Dakota, it's not just at the guard spot that they need help. What is your take on the current state of the O-line?
Yeah, you mentioned it. It's interesting. I think the offensive line is a big area of need for the Patriots this offseason. And it's really across the line. I mean, you look at both tackle spots. Isaiah Wynn, entering the final year of his rookie contract, really hasn't established himself as a franchise left tackle. Maybe that changes this season, or maybe the Patriots move him before the start of the season. If they get a tackle, we'll have to see. On the other side, Trent Brown, he's back on a 2-year deal, but the Patriots really aren't committing that much to him. And with his issues of staying on the field, it's fair to wonder if they view him as a long-term solution over there. Again, at both guard spots following the departures of Shaq Mason and Ted Karras, Patriots need help there. Mike Onwenu figures to fill one of those roles, but the other one remains to be seen. And I think a sneaky area of need is also at center behind David Andrews. Ted Karras was someone who could play center if Andrews got hurt, and also played guard at a high level. So maybe the Patriots use the draft to find someone like that can provide depth behind Andrews if they need it in the season.
Okay, let's go more in depth with the draft, Dakota. Let's go through your top 3 O-linemen that the Patriots can potentially pick up in the draft. First, who could they get at number 21 if they decide to go that route?
Well, again, nobody ever really knows what the Patriots are going to do in the draft. They're so unpredictable. But I think one player that a lot of people have talked about is Trevor Penning, a left tackle out of Northern Iowa. The Patriots hosted him on a pre-draft visit, and this guy is huge. He's 6'7". He's like 325 pounds, plays with a bit of a mean streak. He's been mocked to the Patriots in a lot of mock drafts, and he didn't really face stiff competition playing in the FCS, but he's seen as a huge franchise left tackle potentially. Again, who knows if the Patriots use that high of a selection on a tackle, but if they do, Penning is someone who certainly fits that mold. And also at guard, Zion Johnson, probably the best guard in the draft, played at Boston College, so the Patriots probably are very familiar with him. He also has been mocked to the Patriots in multiple drafts. Really good player. He's 6'3", over 300 pounds. Again, played on the left side of Boston College and really could solidify the interior of the Patriots offensive line if they want to go that route. And then a little bit further down the draft, maybe in the 3rd, 4th round, someone like Ja'Tyre Carter out of Southern University. Patriots also hosted him on a visit. Someone who can play guard and tackle, freakishly athletic. The Patriots love their positional versatility, so he's a player to keep an eye on as well.
Okay, I know a lot of New Englanders have their eye on Zion Johnson from Boston College as well. That'd be a pretty cool story. All right, Dakota, so who else catches your eye at the O-line position in the draft?
Well, there are a lot of them. I think another one, again, I talked about how the Patriots might look for the next Ted Karras, somebody who can play center and guard. Donovan West out of Arizona State is a player to keep on mind. For that, he can play guard and center. Seems to be going around in the 5th round in mock drafts. Some mock drafts have the Patriots selecting him. So, again, that's another player to keep an eye on. And also Tyler Vrabel, a popular name here in New England. His father, of course, Patriots legendary linebacker Mike Vrabel, current head coach of the Tennessee Titans. Patriots recently had him in on a pre-draft visit. He's someone who generally is seen as going in the 7th round or undrafted, so maybe he winds up in New England after the draft. But he's not really also seen as a potential franchise left tackle, but he might be a project for the Patriots to bring in, develop over the years, and just another name to keep an eye on.
Okay, if the Patriots pick up Tyler Vrabel, what a full circle story that would be. That'd be pretty cool as well. All right, Dakota, thank you so much for your insight. The NFL draft kicks off on April 28th.